the Azimio la Umoja coalition has stamped the 2024-2025 budget estimates read by Treasury Cabinet Secretary Njuguna Ndung'u as a budgeted corruption, citing heavy executive expenditure and allocations to vague votes. The coalition also rejected tax proposals in the impending finance bill, whipping up its MPs to cancel all travel plans for the next few weeks to be available for taking the vote against the punitive bill.
In the aftermath of yesterday's budget reading by Treasury Cabinet Secretary Njuguna Ndung'u, the Azimio coalition is already on its case, terming it as budgeted corruption.
This is a budgeted corruption in the name of tea, mandazi, and flowers.
According to Azimio, the budgeted corruption is being facilitated by notable increments to allocations for state departments, including the presidency.
This is a 23.6 billion increase in recurrent expenditure. This is a budgeted corruption in the name of tea, mandazi, and flowers. This is not development, but sheer eating.
Azimio announced plans for an alternative budget framework to correct Kenya Kwanza's mess, although the coalition did not make clear how the framework would be arrived at.
We call for quick action to bring those responsible for this breach of trust accountable and to lobby for a budgetary framework that prioritizes the needs and concerns of all Kenyans, not just the privileged few.
The opposition coalition party also expressed dissonance with the revenue measures adopted by the government to fund the budget, saying they contradict the bottom-up philosophy championed by the same government.
It simply does not stimulate economic activity. It does the opposite and seeks to tax every adult Kenyan 24,000 shillings more, additional to all what we all know as, for example, the housing tax and the very lean pay slips. Ladies and gentlemen, this can only be termed as a reckless race to the bottom.
Some of the taxes opposed by Azimio, entrenched in the finance bill of 2024-2025, include the motor vehicle tax, the significant presence tax, digital service tax, the eco-levy, and additional VAT on bread. The coalition says the taxes will preempt the immediate goals of economic development.
Bread and other necessities will now be subject to a standard rated VAT instead of zero rated VAT, which will directly affect household spending and drive up the already expensive cost of living. As Azimio, we firmly believe that these are serious ramifications for Kenya's economy and standard of living if the bill is passed.
With the finance bill in its final lap on its way to a law, the coalition has whipped up its members in parliament to cancel all travel plans and be present for voting out the punitive bill.
All members of the National Assembly are to suspend any planned trips or any activities that would see them out of Nairobi for the duration of the consideration of the Finance Bill 2024, and that means from the date of tabling on Tuesday next week until a vote is taken.
National Assembly's Finance and National Planning Committee is set to table its report on the finance bill Tuesday next week for the final stretch of legislative action. Muneneweru, KUTV.